Hi everyone, this is Nancy Damiano, garden girl at 2peasinabucket.com with an episode of Memory Keeping Monday. Today I'm going to make a page that's going to go in my son's All About Me book. It's about what he wants to be when he grows up. I've started out with this sketch. I knew he wants to be three different things, so I wanted to use three different pictures to represent it. So I have space on my sketch for three pictures, three small envelopes of memorabilia, which includes his handwriting and other odds and ends that I find, three spots for journaling, which will explain why he wants to be those things and what I think about that, and then three different strips of patterned paper to add a pop of color and theme to the page. So I'll show you what I've pulled. This is the Chap collection from American Crafts, and I just like these colors. So this is going to be one of the patterns. A pop of yellow. This graph paper is actually from Crepe Paper, the random collection, and I love it for journaling. We've also got this red one. This is Chap, American Crafts, and always some aqua. For my titles, I'm going to use Eric by Thickers, American Crafts, and I love these tiny letters from Lily Bee Designs. For memorabilia, I have this film strip from Tim Holtz, file folder labels, American Crafts Chap, and I love these miscellany packets in Boarding Pass and Rocket Age to fill up those envelopes. Flare or tin pins, these are American Crafts Chap, and also I found that most of the American Crafts Chap line matches the tone and color of October Afternoon. So I also pulled some things that I think will match. And then I'll show you, I used also my Silhouette Cameo to make this custom file folder label with our last name on it. And some envelopes. Some little vellum envelopes to hold my memorabilia. These two I already put together and one I'll show you how to do. Let's get started. Okay, I've gone ahead and started the page. I started with the teal green as the background, and I've adhered the file folder to the top. I backed our last name with a piece of red pattern paper just so that it stands out, and it sticks up over the edge of the paper, but I like the way that looks. I've also added a very light pencil line here. You probably can't see that on camera, but that's so I can keep my subtitles nice and straight. I'm going to add the Lily Bee letters here, and it's going to say, when I grow up, I'll be. I'm going to go ahead and start that. They're tiny, but worth the effort, and they do come off the sheet pretty easily. I'm going to go ahead and finish out this title, and then we'll start on the pictures. Okay, I finished up my title. It's in two colors because I actually ran out of the yellow letters, but I still think that looks okay. I'm going to put down my pictures next. Here are my three photos depicting the three different things my son wants to be, and those go next. The center one is going to overlap a little bit. So I'm going to start out with these two. And I won't do it perfectly straight. It's overlapping and a little bit lower, but I like the way that looks. Okay, next I have my envelopes. These were the envelopes that I cut out with the Silhouette. And I just will show you, I cut off the top flap. This is one that I have not put together. I just folded it at the score line so I could show you. I'm just using American Crafts adhesives. I don't think you can really see that very well. Whoops. How did I do the other ones? Okay. And then I just went ahead and cut this flap off. I just didn't want this in the scrapbook. I didn't want to close it up because I want to put my memorabilia in there and I want it to actually show. So I just used some scissors to trim this off on the other two. And those go under each photo lined up. I'm also going to use the same adhesive because when we fill these up with the memorabilia, you really won't be able to see that. And it's pretty transparent as well. Okay. It's just lined up across the page. When we fill them with memorabilia, I'm going to put a little more adhesive here actually because that's a little too much. Next, I'm going to put a title on each of the things that he wants to be directly on the photo, and I'm going to use these stickers from American Craft. I chose this font because it's small, so they'll be easy for me to fit the entire word. One of the words is astronaut, so this is a pretty big word and I need the space for it. And so I'll just put this right on. Okay, I've gone ahead and used the thickers to run my subtitle all the way across, Director, Astronaut, Explorer. I didn't have room for Explorer, but that's fine. And I used 2 yellow letters because I ran out, and it looks fine. It's a little squished, a little more squished than I'd like it to be, but it'll come together. The next thing I'm going to do is fill these pockets with the memorabilia. I'm going to use die cuts. This one is from the Miscellany from October Afternoon. This is under Director. I thought the star was cute. A movie ticket. This is the Tim Holtz film strip, which I've used a lot. I want to fit it pretty much all the way in there. And last, my son's handwriting. Okay. When it lays flat in the scrapbook, it'll look something like this, so you'll be able to see through it a little bit more and you'll be able to see his handwriting and little pieces of the other things. This one is the astronaut. Again, this is the Miscellany from October Afternoon. So I used that. Actually, I wanted to place a sticker on it as well. I like this little boy sticker and I never used it. So I'm just going to stick that on there. And his little word, astronaut. And then this Western Union cablegram. I am going to trim this because I know that it's going to be a little too wide for my pocket. And this ticket, I'll just tear a little more. And again, Explorer Nicholas. Okay, the next part was the journaling. I already went ahead and did this journaling in 3 columns. I used Microsoft Word to do that. And this will fit right under these. And just tuck them in. Okay. Okay, next is the 3 strips of patterned paper that go along the bottom. I'm going to start out with the yellow. then the pattern. And the red. And this ties in all of the colors that I used in the layout. Now I'll usually take a look and see where I can keep adding embellishments. I usually add a ton of stuff to my layouts. I want to add some of these tins that I like. I like these colors. So I'll use the yellow here right in the center. And maybe this blue. And I like this one from October Afternoon that says, "You are here." And as you can see, this matches this so nicely. Okay, that adds a little pop of color and interest and texture and all that good stuff. Spot here, so I'm going to use one of these tabs from American Crafts Chap up here. Let's see if I can pick this up a little bit. And put that there. Okay, and also in this space here, I think I'm going to use some of this twine. This is Doodlebug. The Valentine line has this gray. This is my favorite twine. It's so thick and like string, and they've done a really nice job on the colors. This is the Valentine's one. I love this red and pink one. I like the gray for this one. We have some gray in here. We also have a black and white picture. And I think that this will fill up this spot here. Add some interest to it without taking away. Just going to wrap this around a second time. A really simple bow. Not even a bow, just a tie. And the only thing I'm going to add is one of these paper clips by Tim Holtz. I like the way this matches our file folder up here with the theme, and it'll just add something to the top of the layout. And that completes our layout. Thank you for joining me in this Memory Keeping Monday video, and I will see you next time.